I just wanted to say, I do think that we've got a real problem with this bill. And one of the most powerful things that MPs tell me is that when their constituents go in to see them and say, this is dangerous, and give them rational arguments, you know, not coming from a kind of religious or theoretical point of view, but just the practical criticisms,
yes,
it makes them think again. And so that I don't think anyone should underestimate the power of one-to-one contact with the politicians who, after all, know that they need your votes to get back in.
Yep.
Just put that on the table.
Absolutely. Point well taken. Nuala.
Thank you, Alban. Can you hear me?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, thank you. I want to first of all thank the excellent speakers for the clarity and the vibrancy of what we heard today. I've been to hundreds of conferences on assisted dying and assisted suicide, and I haven't heard anything quite so compelling and quite so complex and quite so assuring as what I've heard today. So I think it's been wonderful, and I'd like to thank the organizers very much for organizing it and for presenting the speakers in the order in which they presented, because that too was very important as the ideas developed. There were many things that I heard in the course of this that I wanted to reflect back on. Elora's statement that doctors don't kill anyone, they try to treat people. And I think that is a profound truth that we need to take away. I think there are a number of profound truths here that will really help us in the argument. I was taken by the statement that dying is the gentle absence of life. I think that's profoundly important. But I wanted then to just very briefly combine Elora's statement about the power differential between doctors and patients with John's description of the technicalities and complexities of decision-making in his case, I think it's neurology, because they have both talked at such depth about decision-making by professionals, about how right they are and how wrong they may be, as Elora illustrated. And I think that when you look at the description of the complexities of the decision-making by the doctor, the complexities of the decision-making by the patient who may be in somewhere in that circle of pain, emotional, spiritual, social, physical, it becomes enormously complex. And then I think if you were facing a doctor who was a firm believer in assisted suicide or assisted euthanasia, then I think the complexities of those two human factors in the presence of a doctor whom you knew to be a proponent of assisted suicide, who believed that you should be helped on your way, I think that's a chilling, an absolutely chilling thought for the patient. And the fundamental basis of the doctor-patient relationship is one of trust. And the final point I want to leave with you is that I've done obviously a bit of work on this, and the proponents of assisted suicide and dying presented as something which happens fairly quickly and peacefully. And yet the science tells us that this is not the case. It tells us that it can take from a few hours to up to 7 days to die. The Dying with Dignity bill in the South makes no provision for the proper care of doctors, patients, or anyone. I think we have a huge battle to fight. And I'd like to thank all those who attended today, because the quality of the contributions has been magnificent, not just the formal contributions, but those who also contributed. So thanks very much. I think we could go on for hours. I think there's a thirst for this, but thank you.
Thank you very much, Nuala, and once again for your contribution to the Iona Northern Ireland, and also your continuing contribution in the House of Lords, which is exemplary and reflecting the sort of issues that we are very, very concerned about. I want to thank everybody, but just in relation to the organisation of the conference, Tracy Harkin, I don't know if Tracy's there or not at the moment, but I want to thank her in particular. And then, of course, to Eamon Gaines as well for all his technical work and so forth. Without that, this would be impossible. But thank you once again to all our speakers. It really has been very, very helpful and enlightening and inspirational, could I say, as well. So there's a job of work for all of us to do in the political field in relation to this, as well as in terms of conferencing, etc. So all of us have a role to play, and whether it's in Belfast or in Dublin, we've got to act, and we've got to act effectively, intelligently, and with skill, because this is a very complex issue, and people have to be treated, and politicians have to be treated with a degree of, let's say, cunning, because it is so difficult really to just simply present a case and walk away. You've got to do it with intelligence and skill. Anyway, thank you all. I think it's been a great conference, and but thank you for your participation. It's been wonderful. Thank you very much indeed. And I'll conclude there. Thank you, Eamon.
Thank you, everyone.
Right.
Bye, thank you.
Bye. Bye now.
Thank you all.